All right, 12:02 on a game day. Finally here, game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs for the Edmonton Oilers. And it is the Oil Stream brought to you by Boston Pizza. And hey, Boston Pizza tonight, Westgate location. Tommy Gazzola will be there. You go live at 6. So Reed Wilkins show will go from 3 until 6:30 today. Yep. And then the GCL Diesel pregame show will go from 6:30 until 8 at Westgate Boston Pizza. If you want to join us, should be a pretty good time. I know a few of the staff are going to be down there checking out game one. And Tommy, you'll be locked and loaded for 6:30 start?
Hell yeah, I'm very, very excited. Jada just texted me. She's like, "Are you ready? Day one, game one." And I'm like, my head is spinning already. It's been a whirlwind, but this is what we expect. We're used to this by now, collectively, the media, fans, the city.
It's a good time.
It's business time.
And those who aren't aware, Jada is your lover.
My lover.
My lover.
My lover.
We are lovers. You should try loving.
Yes. I was by the pool with my lover.
My lover. Various meats.
Succulent.
We were talking about it on our show this morning. Which Will Ferrell character would you like to see him dress up as rinkside for game one?
Oh, you said Ashley Schaefer, which I think would be brilliant. What are some good ones?
There's so many good ones though. Like all of his different SNL characters. I wouldn't
mind seeing a revival of the Butabi brothers.
Well, Chris Kattan's not doing anything.
No, not really. Although you saw him at the SNL 50th, and like he's had something's up
with his neck for sure.
He's had like major health.
Well, I mean, when you make a career for 5 years of going like this, it might not work out too well.
And he did that like Coco. He
was great. Kattan was a stud.
Yeah, he was awesome.
I love Chris Kattan.
Doug Butabi and Steve.
We were talking today, like Chris Kattan should have got more of a run post SNL, and I still think Timmy Meadows deserves more love.
Yeah, Tim Meadows is great.
Tim Meadows is an absolute beauty.
When he shows up anywhere, you're like, oh, Tim Meadows.
Yeah.
So good.
Nazdarova over in the chat. Nazdarova, what's up, buddy? Don't call me after the game tonight. Nazdarova like drunk dialed me at like 11:53 after one of the regular season games. And I was like, I didn't recognize the number. And I was like, man, this must be an emergency. It's pretty late.
Yeah.
Hello. And it's like, Dusty. I was like, what's up? He goes, you on the air? I said, no, I'm at home, man. I'm just chilling. Anyway, great to see you in there, Nazdarova. Blue Oyster Cult cowbell guy. Hey,
what is it? Gene.
Was there a last name for Gene, or was it just
based
Gene?
on a real guy?
Oh, was it really?
I think so. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Cowbell guy.
Drew says Gator from the other guys. I like that one. Max Bazuzu. Farrell from Mugato.
Mugatu's
great.
That would be amazing.
The inventor of the piano key necktie. Isn't that Mugatu?
My mistake, Jacobim. Todd, don't you know that lattes make me all farty and bloated?
I mean, he's had banger character after banger character. Which one would you like to see sit rinkside and watch the Kings lose to the Oilers? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. What do you got there?
I want to give a shout out to Jarrell, Michaela, Ashira, and the crew over at Fox Coffee.
Jarrell sounds like a Will Ferrell character name too.
Jarrell's awesome. Yeah. No, Jarrell's far from a Will Ferrell character. Jarrell's tremendous. Fox Coffee on 104th Street. They're a sponsor of Hello Hockey. They've been fueling us, and Jarrell's like, I got to get EST fueled up for the game.
Nice. I like that.
And so the boys were eating the breakfast sandwiches, the cinnamon buns, the donuts. They're all vegan. It's
no nuts. You're not trying to kill Reed, are you?
No, I made it very exclusive to Jarrell that we need no nuts so we don't kill Reed. We need him very much so. And Jarrell and Michaela are awaiting their first baby.
Oh.
And like, Jarrell is like sitting at the bar at the end of the bar at the cafe, and he's like, I just hope Michaela doesn't go into labor today.
Not on a game day.
No. And he also said, I asked her if we could name it Connor McBaby if it's born today.
God.
Michaela said no.
What?
I know.
Man, she's no fun.
She's awesome, but
that doesn't sound like it. I mean, why would you not want your baby to be named Connor McBaby?
That's great. But I just want to say thank you to Jarrell and Michaela and everyone at Fox. It's become an awesome destination downtown. The food is delicious. They have Alley Cat there.
Perfect.
The coffee is great and the vibe is excellent. So a big thank you and good luck with Connor McBaby.
Yeah, best of luck with Connor McBaby. Is this their first one?
First one.
All right. Well, enjoy not sleeping for the next decade of your life. Outside of that, kids are awesome, except for how much they cost. But outside of that, kids are awesome. So it's
blast.
It's terrific. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. It is game 1. We're gonna get to that. But I did say I had a little something for you. Yeah. This goes back to last week when we were at. But so tonight, Tommy will be at Boston Pizza Westgate. Last week we were at Boston Pizza Clairview, and we got into the whole poutine gate.
Oh yeah,
how you said, "Hey, this poutine's for you," and then I came back and you ate it.
You came back a half hour later.
So Jason from Clairview BPs was sending us security cam footage of like you eating poutine and me over here, and really took it to another level. Then today I'm sitting here before the show and I get an email, and it's from Jason, and he's put together a song about you being the buffet bandit and the whole poutine incident. So let's kick off game 1. Jason. Well, that was me. Just a second. Hang on. That's the YouTube channel. All right, here we go.
What?
This is Jason's song that he put together, and I think he wrote the lyrics and then AI'd the song.
Wow.
So, but listen to this. It's kind of got a catchy little hook. This lays out everything.
This is the ballad of the buffet bandit.
That's you.
Food gone so fast you can't handle it. Leave behind the food at your own risk. When you come back, it won't exist. Eating your dinner, wanting more. Just watch your back for that food whore. The ballad of the buffet bandit. The bandit strikes again. No, he ain't your friend. Doing the oil stream show BP. Maple poutine on the table for all to see. Dusty got up to greet the crowd. Tommy cleaned the plate and he's not proud. The nasty boy stood in disbelief as the poutine was devoured by the thief. Innocent until proven guilty. A trial commenced for that filthy. The ballad of the buffet bandit. The bandit strikes again. No, he ain't your friend.
Oh my God.
Now Dusty sugar is really low. An atomic wing gave him a sweaty glow. Poutine gate got him down. Gonna run that Tommy boy out of town. After the show, back to the studio. Tommy on the bike to do some cardio. A pound of poutine gone without a trace. Maple gravy all over that pretty face. Ooh, gone so fast you can't handle it. Gone so fast you can't handle it.
How about that?
Oh, that's amazing.
This is the story of the buffet bandit. Can you believe that? Like that was hilarious. Like,
well
that
done,
was
Jason.
Extremely well done. The lyrics are spot on. I mean, turned it around super quick. That's really good. Right? It's Shane Bradley over in the chat says an absolute chart topper. Like it's great because it lays out like Dusty sugars were low. Like it was just what a scene, man. Anyway, shout out Jason at Clairview Boston Pizza, man.
Yep.
So good. Tango tuned in and said, Tango in the chat, I just tuned in. What is happening right now? Yeah.
Ballad of the Buffet Bandit.
The Ballad of the Buffet Bandit.
My
just
God, that's
debuted.
Tommy's music.
Yeah, I know. Just right off the top. Like when I hear this for the rest of my life, I'll think of you.
This is the ballad of the buffet bandit.
That's you, Tommy.
I love that.
Oh, it's perfect. Anyway, well done.
Jason.
Thanks to Jason for sending that in. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. The troll says bad music, but those lyrics were straight fire. And Ian says, who's singing this? Justin Timberlake? That's a good one.
Yep.
That's a good one as well. Ryan from SK is in, and this will get going. We'll get into the line combinations here and stuff. Ryan from SK says, guys, I saw a report in some rumblings today that the reason Kane and Landeskog did not play the beginning of their series because the league is trying to crack down on the LTIR. Any legitimacy to that? And Huss brought that up with, said Friedman had kind of been hinting at it a bit too, that like the guys that you did see step in, like Tyler Seguin, for example, played game 82, so it doesn't look bad when he plays the first game of the playoffs. I mean, Friedman usually doesn't just throw the stuff out there, but true. I also hate that.
Same.
I hate that from a league perspective. Here's an idea, nut up and put some rules in place if you don't like what's happening.
Correct.
Right? Like, I mean, that's such a soft Gary Bettman play.
I would go off of what Elliot recommends or suggests because he's not there to BS. And a little bit too. Usually, Frege is league friendly.
Yeah.
Like, because he doesn't want, like, he knows where he's making his hay is he's breaking, he's dialed into everybody, coaches, GMs, scouts, teams, the league. So he doesn't want to ruffle too many feathers. And if he's saying that, then there's probably some legitimacy to it. I hadn't heard it till somebody texted into the hangout. That is a soft Bettman thing. If it is true.
Like, let's do this under the radar thing. Hey guys, play him 82, and he's not going to look good if you do it. So put a rule in place.
Yeah,
put a rule in place. I mean, there's ways to fix this. We've talked about it a number of times as other teams have done this to use a loophole to go on and win a Stanley Cup.
Unless there was
put a rule in place or suck it up. Like,
yeah.
So anyway, it's soft. Now, with that being said, it could be good news because Kane, no matter what, good to go for game 2.
I thought personally, and I said it on the station, I'm like, I think he's going to play game 1, but
maybe, but he can't because he didn't play game 82. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I hadn't heard anything till this morning, so that's new to me.
All right, let's get to what we're hearing lineup wise tonight, and you know what? For that, we might as well dive into your Popeyes headlines. Let me just bring this up here quickly. There we go. Popeyes headlines. If you're looking for a bite to eat for lunch today, Popeyes has you covered. Somebody in the chat, I think earlier today, was saying like the Popeyes something is like the best fast food going. I don't know. The chat's moving along pretty quick today here. Oh yeah, Popeyes 3-piece spicy dark meat is the best meal in fast food. That comes in from 2Pie100. Which I've never heard from before, but
we've had some.
They got hot takes on Popeyes, and it's absolutely delicious. All right, so here we go. From a headlines perspective, a few guys who are on the road covering the team right now. Spec saying, as per Knobloch, Frederick a game time decision. Kulak will play. Wife had daughter. Skylar Brooklyn, great name, by the way. Skylar Brooklyn, great name. They had a baby this morning. Kulak will be there to play tonight. Klingberg is out. Wallman is in, and it's a game time decision between Brown and Dineen. So we will get to that. Also reported just minutes ago, Frederick came off the ice. Kapanen stayed out. So we could see a Skinner, Nuge, Frederick line tonight, maybe.
Yep.
So that's something to keep tabs on as well. As simple as that, you think? Or what else you got?
Oh, do you want I could get to Brown and Dineen after this.
Yeah. No, let's just start with, if Frederick's in, do you just put him with Nuge and Skinner? Or do you play Frederick? You know what? You could put Frederick over to the right side, move Brown down, put Hyman on the right side, take Skinner up, or put Frederick with McDavid and Hyman and then move Brown down to the right side. I think they'll probably start Nuge, Skinner, Frederick if he does in fact go, but
ease him in. It seems like that would be an indicator that he will play. And especially if Kapanen's staying out longer, that's usually the telltale sign that a guy's out. Even if there was a hint at Kapanen maybe playing, he would come off relatively early. So that to me says Frederick will play. You can start that way, Dusty, with Nugent Hopkins, Skinner, and Frederick.
Yeah.
And then adjust as needed. Especially because Frederick, let's not kid ourselves, he's going to be finding out how his ankle is after missing the last couple of weeks, after coming back and lasting 7 minutes, having a huge gap between his first shift, 6 seconds long, and his second shift. You could dance around with this, and I have no problem with it. I'm not at all married, going into this postseason especially, I'm not at all married to the idea of these lines mattering because they're going to change during the game.
They're going to move quite a bit, eh? Like
Leon talked about it last week when he was talking to the media. We were asking him, I think he was at home, asking him about certain wingers and this and that. He goes, honestly, like it doesn't even matter. We've all played with each other throughout the season. The lines don't really matter because we know they get scrambled up right away. And he even went out of his way to say, even if I play with Evander, we kind of know how to play off of each other. And they have no chemistry together.
Yeah, none. It's never really looked good.
So if Leon is saying that, like, honestly, the lines don't matter, I think we should take that as a hint that what we see to start a game, what gets put on the screen for lineups, should be tossed out with this iteration of the Edmonton Oilers.
780-218-9790 9999 780-218-9999. That is where you can chime in. KD over in the Nasty Chat. And if you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We would very much appreciate that. Just pushes our show out to others like yourself who can join in on this playoff fun. KD says, can someone smarter than myself explain what Skinner, McDavid, Brown did wrong to get broken up? I don't understand this coach. So your thoughts, Tommy, on them not starting with that line when it was relatively productive down the stretch.
What was it? Skinner had 1 point in the last 5 games. So he wasn't that hot. I mean,
but did you not like the line though? I mean, I kind of like the line, even if he just had a point.
And that's why, like, I don't feel bad for Jeff Skinner. He could wind up back there again, not married to any of these combinations because they will likely change and relatively quickly depending on the situation in game. Now, if it's the principle of it, I understand that argument because Jeff Skinner was actually pretty good from the beginning of the calendar year to the end of the season. And that's encouraging to see. And I think he's going to be fired up and excited to play his first playoff game, whether or not it's with Connor McDavid or Ryan Nugent. Who gives a you-know-what? But I understand that sentiment because he has, it feels like, adapted his game to appease the coaching staff, build a little bit of trust with them, be a regular in the lineup, not be one of the healthy scratches like he was for times mid-season. But yeah, I look at the lines and I'm like, guys, it doesn't matter. It seriously doesn't matter.
Your thoughts on all of this, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We will get to a few more of your comments there. So Trent Frederick will be a game time decision, but he was off the ice sooner than Kapanen was off the ice. The other game time decision will be Dineen or Brown, which is just a really gross decision to make, to be honest with you, to have to choose between those two guys.
Yeah.
With Stetcher out, it's not ideal.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Okay, well, let's go there then. What do you think?
First of all, I think Cam Dineen should be the guy that plays. Between those two,
he's not going to be perfect.
No.
But he moves a hell of a lot better.
Right. And you're going to be seeing a lot of Kulak, Wallman, Nurse, and Bouchard tonight. Like, I'm thinking 22 plus minutes for each one of those guys. And I want to reiterate this because you're right. A gross decision to make between Dineen and Brown going into game 1 of the playoffs is an understatement. Josh Brown, I want to remind everybody, he did play the last 2 games of the season, played 13-32 against the Kings, and then he played 20-43 in that win over San Jose, which was a toss-away game. Those are the first 2 games he has played in a month.
Yeah, you can't roll this guy out there.
He was not even with the Condors in the same city with them, awaiting the birth of a child, whatever else he had to take care of. He wasn't skating. Gets back to the Condors 2 weeks ago, and then the Oilers run into injury troubles and a suspension. They have to call him up, and he has to play. I think Cam Dineen, by the way, on the flip side, had been heavily relied upon, playing 25 to 30 minutes a night down in Bakersfield to try to scratch their claw their way into a postseason berth. And listen, he's not as big and imposing as Josh Brown, and he's a left shot.
Do they go to Brown because they think the Kings are going to be super physical?
I don't even think the Kings are a physical team.
I don't think they necessarily are either.
No, like they work hard. They'll fight for their ice, but they're not going to physically
they'll muck
beat
things up a little bit. But I don't think they're going to punish you.
No, I would be more worried. I would want the guy who skates better and can make a good outlet pass over the guy that can be physically imposing, but he's going to be a dog on the ice, not in a good way. He'll be who called him a pylon? Someone called him pylon.
It probably was me.
I think it was.
It's kind of a mean thing to say, but I mean, he is a professional hockey player. But I mean, from NHL standards, it's a bit of an accurate description.
I would put Cam Dineen in. Cam Dineen's been playing more hockey, better hockey.
What do you think Knobloch
more
does,
reliable hockey? I think they go with Cam Dineen.
You think he's going to go Dineen?
I think so.
I hope he goes Dineen.
Yeah. I think that would be the smart play. Again, I'm not a coach, but given the history, where these guys, recent history of both players, and you compare the two, one guy's just playing catch up, and he's not even that great to begin with in NHL terms.
Yeah.
The other guy has been giving you everything on the farm, being reliable, scraping out wins, Not the biggest guy, but better skater, moves the puck, confident with the puck too. That's another thing with Dineen. Like anytime he steps in, he's not looking to dish it like 2 seconds after he gets it.
No.
He's calm, cool, collected. He'll rush it. He'll take his ice.
I think that's the key. Whoever has better puck skills should get that number 6 spot.
And that should
Plus,
be
Dineen plays left side. You can play Emerson over on the right side.
Yeah.
And they can play their 12 minutes or whatever it's going to be.
Probably.
But it's going to be a heavy load for the other guys, I think. 780-218-9999. Wilson, the volleyball over in the chat, says, guys, have we even seen Brown be physical with the Oilers? He was trying to throw. He had one big hit in those last 2 games. I can't remember who it was on.
Yeah. And
caught somebody, but
I think he was trying to.
He talks to people like he wants to try to get him to go.
And he took a few penalties too, trying to be physical. And I don't know, man. Like, it wasn't a heralded signing. It remains a huge like head scratcher. He has played in the NHL over the last 6-7 years, but yeah, I don't. It's just he's got to have around, I guess. Good for him for getting that contract. His agent's a good negotiator, I guess.
Genius.
Yeah, but
3 years.
I had a couple scouts, pro scouts, not necessarily from the Oilers. Why did they sign? Why did you guys sign them? That guy. I had a former Oilers pro scout say to me this year, he wasn't on my list.
Yeah. Well, you know what all these guys think when you reach out to them.
This is the ballad of the buffet bandit.
What a banging track right there. That's really good. Play that again before the end of the show.
Yeah.
All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We should be passing 100 thumbs up today. We are 54 away. There's almost 250 of you watching. And we got you covered all the way up until puck drop. You don't need to go anywhere else. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports right here, EST, TuneIn, iHeart, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. If you're watching over on YouTube, just turn on autoplay. It'll take you right on into EST Afternoons with Hernan Salas and former Oiler Joaquin Gage. Straight into the Reed Wilkins Show from 3 till 6:30. Stu McDonald's going to be on that show today. I think you're going to pop on there.
Yep.
They're going to have a lot to get to as they work up towards turning it over to Tommy for the GCL Diesel pregame show, which will go from 6:30 until 8. Then we'll get the puck drop. We'll watch the game. And then the GCL Diesel post-game show from Boston Pizza Westgate immediately following. Trev15 says, hey, boys, question you might be able to help me with. Next Thursday, May 1st, they have a game scheduled, Game 6 if needed, but I have tickets to Cypress Hill that very same night. What's the NHL's plan here? Game 1, fired up. Let's go.
Didn't they have the schedule out?
Yeah. I don't think you're going to Cypress Hill that night, man.
Yeah.
I guess is what we're saying here. There should probably be some sort of... Now, would they... So the NHL, but what if this series doesn't go 5? Or doesn't go 6? Would they keep Cypress Hill? Is that why people who have Cypress... I've had a bunch of people text in this morning, too, about the Cypress Hill concert. And at what point do they have to say, okay, man, Cypress Hill is for sure not happening?
I think at this point, you can say Cypress Hill's for sure not happening. Unless this series...
But if the series goes 5, Cypress Hills would probably want to keep that date.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just wondering, like, when will an email go out to people who have concert tickets to be like, hey, this officially isn't happening? Do they wait till after Game 5?
Oh, man.
I guess they wouldn't have to, because you could, after Game 4, you'll know either way. Because if it's 2-2, it's going 6.
Yeah, exactly.
So after Game 4, they could probably confirm that. But the NHL is scheduled May 1st here in Edmonton. So if that series is still on, Cypress Hill will not be playing.
Correct.
That night.
Correct.
That's all we have for now. And I guess the earliest they could 100% confirm that would be after Game 4.
Yeah. And listen, because they have the dates locked in, they just don't have the times locked in. So they're not moving a Oilers-Kings playoff game for a concert.
What if Cypress Hill just played the first period?
Or
at
the fan
game?
park.
Why not? Or the fan park. Timber Woodsman says, hey, anybody having Dennis Bernstein on today?
Guess who?
You got him on the pregame?
Hell yeah.
Of course you do.
It's a rite of passage in the spring here in Edmonton. Have DB on. Bernstein's been great. He's awesome. The Kings media, very confident about the Kings this year.
Are they?
Yes. DB included. Him and I had a great debate in the press box last week.
And he thinks like the legit run coming?
He thinks the Kings are knocking off Edmonton.
Because of Kuzmenko?
Among others.
No, it's Kuzmenko and Fogle. Like, who else have they added?
Difference makers. And that's the thing. Well, Kemper, but
well, I got some Kemper stats I want to throw your way here.
I don't know, man. I was pretty fired up in the first half hour. I think I even rattled Maddie a little bit with how like adamant I was about the Oilers. I was like full blown orange and blue goggles.
You're such a homer.
Yeah. I listen, part of it was to get fired up and get into the show, but I do feel that way. Like I do think that it is the playoffs, and I know, Dash was talking about too, like flipping the switch, this and that. But this team has basically spent the last month preparing for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now they're at the point of their life cycle, maturation, experience, all that crap, that they should be able, if there is a team that should be able to awaken during the postseason, if we're not using the flip the switch analogy, awaken, it is the Edmonton Oilers. And the LA Kings, with the additions of Kuzmenko, Fogle, and Kemper, should not stand in the way of the Edmonton Oilers.
100% agree. I mean, I basically said that last week. Like, yeah, did they win their final game of the regular season? I tuned out. What?
LA?
Yeah.
They lost to Calgary.
Okay, they lost. So
Zane Parekh scored a
They finished
goal.
with the exact same amount. Yeah, I did see that goal.
That was
You're
a
right.
gorgeous goal.
So they finished with the exact same amount of wins as the Oilers.
Yeah.
Okay, and they finished with 2 more wins than they had 2 years ago when the Oilers beat them. And a lot of it can point to Kemper, but I mean, I don't see this Kings team being super duper more scary than other Kings teams that the Oilers have faced.
I agree.
The cores are essentially the exact same, and the Oilers have just gotten better and better and better at beating these cores. They have. Now, the Darcy Kemper thing is somewhat interesting.
Yeah. And
I went over these numbers earlier today on the Nielson show. And I thought it was, so you're like, oh man, Darcy Kemper, 920, whatever his save percentage is. It's a really good number.
He had a great year.
Okay, but you look at the last 3 years. The Kings rolled into, I think, that first matchup with Jonathan Quick.
Yep.
Had a 910 save percentage. Pretty good number.
Yes.
Oilers beat him. Came in with Cam Talbot. Had a 913. Decent save percentage again, above league average. Oilers beat him. And Korpisalo had a 921 behind this team. Oilers make quicker work of him than anybody.
And he was a hot item at the deadline.
Oh, yeah. Korpisalo was a big pickup, and he played well after he went to LA.
Yep.
And I guess what I'm saying is that these goaltenders in LA the last 3 years have put up really good regular season numbers, and it hasn't meant anything come playoff time. Could Kemper be different? Could he be different than those guys? Maybe. But right now, Darcy Kemper's put up good numbers behind a Los Angeles Kings team that Korpisalo put up good numbers. Yep. Cam Talbot put up good numbers, and Jonathan Quick for like a career put up good numbers behind a lot of this core still. So I don't think Darcy Kemper's the final boss for the Oilers. Like
good analogy.
They should score on Darcy Kemper. If they do the little things that they do when they're having success, I don't think Darcy Kemper steals this series for the Kings. I could be, totally wrong. And if they lose, feel free to come at me and be like, Nielson, you undersold Kemper. But I mean, remember going into the series of Korpisalo, you're like, man, Korpisalo, look at these numbers this year. Like,
figured him out.
He's been really good. That guy was a mess in the series against the Oilers, if I recall. Like, he was not good in those playoffs.
They found out high glove.
Yeah,
they found out high glove.
Now, Shaggy in St. Albert says Kemper is better than Skinner for sure. We haven't even brought that part up. But I think you can make the case that, with some of the numbers that we saw from Korpisalo, they had a goaltending advantage then, and it didn't mean anything. So I think come playoff time, I just don't think Kemper, I don't think the Kings overall are that much better than they have been. The Oilers have beaten really good Kings teams.
Yep.
And now they have to play another really good Kings team. Rinse and repeat, beat them again.
I feel like we have talked ourselves into building the Kings up.
Yeah, we are guilty of that. I agree.
And slighting the Oilers. Even in the last month when all those guys were injured, the Oilers are still winning games, surprisingly. When it comes to Kemper, I think listening to Connor McDavid speak yesterday, he was asked about that. And he goes, yeah, like they've had good goalies in the past and we just have to beat them. Like, he was not being dismissive. He was showing respect to his opponent, which is the right thing to do. But at the same time, I got the sense, knowing Connor in his time as an Oiler, that like to him, it wasn't that big of a deal. It's like, yeah, he's a different goalie. Okay, we'll figure it out. That's what I picked up from his answer and his demeanor. Same with the Kings. He's like, well, they play a different style, but they're a good team. Just have to figure out how to beat them. I trust that composure, that mindset compared to stats going into a postseason. Call it feel. Can't put it on an Excel sheet.
The Kings are a really good hockey team, but they are not special.
No.
I think if you're going to knock off McDavid and Draisaitl, which was something that we saw last year in the playoffs, Florida Panthers are a special team last year. They just were. Dallas wasn't a special team. Vancouver wasn't a special team, and the Kings weren't a special team.
No.
I don't see, like, if the Oilers lose to the Kings, I'll be very disappointed in them as a group. You should beat the Los Angeles Kings. Their leading scorer this year is Kempe. How many points did he have? 73?
Yeah, and
Kopitar had like 67.
This is the first year they had 230 goal scorers since like 07-08.
Yeah, like this is not an elite NHL team. As somebody else pointed out, like I think you said it and Troll said it, like the Oilers were missing a lot of their key guys. Still could have taken a run. And it was the last game of the year against the Kings. They still had a chance to catch them.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't know. I just don't think the Kings are like this super scary team that I think they might be marginally better than they have been the last 3 years. That's how I view the Kings.
I think we've said something to that effect the last 3-4 springs as well. Like, yeah, they're a little bit better than last year. Yeah, they're a little bit better than last year.
Yeah, but the Oilers have beaten them by more every year.
Exactly. I'm not saying that that's going to happen again this year. I think it's going to be a 6. And then here's another thing, too. We praise the Kings for their home record, as we should. 31-6-4 is amazing, right? But I think we gloss over how bad they were on the road. Below 500, 17-19-5. I asked Bernstein about that. Why is this team so bad on the road? Because if you're a contender, you got to be able to win away from home, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, they don't score a ton. And when they get behind and they don't have the last change and all of that on the road, they get into trouble.
See, that's not a scary team.
That's what I thought. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, there's a crack already. We could make a case that the Oilers have cracks in the foundation. Again, I think part of why we do that is because we scrutinize this team and we know every inch of it like the back of our hand, because that's how we do things around here, which is fun.
All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Trevor in Airdrie says, guys, they almost lost to the Canucks last year if it wasn't for the backup goalie coming in and saving their asses. This isn't a lock. They didn't say, nobody's saying it's a lock. I said I would be very disappointed if they lose to the Kings. The Kings are a good team. The Oilers are also a really good team. Yeah. The Oilers don't have Ekholm. That's a concern.
Yes.
But the Oilers do have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, who have repeatedly beaten the Los Angeles Kings. You don't like the Kings are sitting there. Yeah, we won a few more games. We won 2 more games this year than we did 2 years ago. Oh, congratulations. Oh, we have to play McDavid and Draisaitl again in the playoffs. What do you think? They've figured them out? They haven't figured them out. They've got McDavid and Draisaitl. It's gotten easier and easier and easier for them to beat the Kings.
If anything, the Oilers have figured out LA every year. But do you remember going into year 2 against LA, how all it seemed like the Kings would talk about is beating Edmonton, and
that was the big thing. Like they built their team to
beat Edmonton, and that is exactly what did not happen. And then last year, that kind of narrative was quieter. Edmonton laid them down in 5. And now it feels like that sentiment is kicking up again. And I think part of it is, again, us in Edmonton fueling a bit of that too. I love this discussion.
Oh, yeah.
This is what makes this part of the season so much fun. But at the end of the day, I mean, our conversations starting after tonight's game and the topics we go with are going to be completely different. And I think this will take on a whole new face of its own, this iteration of the Kings-Oilers battle. But I still think ultimately the story ends the same.
This text is in, and thank you very much for sending in the text. If you want to get a handle here, let us know. We can put that in the system for you, but you can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. We are 29 likes away from changing 100 today. And make sure you turn on autoplay because the Game 1 preview continues right into EST afternoons with Hernan Salas, who's back from Mexico on vacation, and Joaquin Gage. And then the Reed Wilkins show for 3.5 hours today, which will lead into the GCL Diesel pregame show at 6:30. Afternoon, guys. So what's 3 keys that have to happen for the Oilers to win this series, or 3 things? I think it auto-corrected to 3 teams, but 3 things that have to happen for the Oilers to win this series.
Want me to go
yeah,
first?
Go ahead. Take a run at it.
Connor and Leon.
Yeah,
Top
Connor
of the
and
list.
Leon. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it.
one. They come together as one, the big boys.
Yeah. Defense holds up. And I'll say defense holds up over goaltending, because I think if the defense holds up, goaltending will be okay. And then I'll put emphasis on special teams. The Kings weren't great on the power play this year. PK, I believe it was their PK was really good. But win the special teams battle. Edmonton's power play petered off because all of their power play guys were injured or held out. But the PK, Dusty, rose to middle of the pack when it basically sat around the 25 range. And then it had a good month and a half stretch where it rose to about 16th. So that would be my 3 keys. What would you put?
Yeah, I mean, penalty kill. I would specifically go to penalty kill. The power play is going to get theirs, I think. So if their penalty kill is solid, I think they win the series. I mean, what did Bernstein say? The Kings don't score very much. Can you believe Kopitar only has 98 shots in 81 games?
That is insane.
It makes no sense to me. I thought it was an error on the NHL website. 98 shots in 81 games for Anze Kopitar. Yeah. So the Kings don't score a ton. So they're going to need to take advantage of their power play opportunities. Well, if the Oilers penalty kill can get the job done, I mean that everything else should take care of itself at that point.
Their power play finished 27th.
The Kings.
Yes. So I was right.
So why, once again, not something that a scary team has in their arsenal. You got to have a power play that could be a backbreaker.
Yep.
And I don't, not that the Oilers penalty kill is lights out, but it improved throughout the year because of Kapanen, obviously.
Don't even get me started about that crap.
I was just trying to be funny today.
I like it. I appreciate it, actually.
All right.
Kings PK, by the way, it was good. 81.4%. That was 8th best.
8th best. And where'd the Oilers power play finish?
Power play for the Oil finished.
4th?
I think it actually finished out of the top 10.
Did it really finish out of the top 10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but before McDavid and Draisaitl went AWOL for 3 weeks, it was like in that 8th range, wasn't it?
4 to 7.
That's what I thought.
Bounce up and down between there.
Ryan from SK says, number 1, 97 to 29. 2, special teams. 3, cannot give away goals with egregious defensive mistakes or leaky ones from the goalies.
Coach Mike with this one via the inbox 780-218-9999. LA scored 6 less goals this year, 250 goals for, than last year, 256. Only slightly better goals against, 206 goals against this year, 215 goals against last year. It's the same team. Coach Mike.
I'm glad you brought this up because I was talking this morning about this stats graphic that I saw that I couldn't find. And now it's somebody found it for me and sent it over to me. It came from Blue Bullet Brad on X. It says this 2024 Oilers team looks a lot like the 23-24 team except for one key area. So, this is a bunch of, anyway, here's the different categories.
Okay.
Offensive zone time was basically exactly the same this year, last year. Top skating speed, exactly the same. Speed burst over 32, essentially exactly the same. Skating distance, almost the same. Top shot speed, almost the same. Shots on goal, almost the same. Goals and shooting percentage, different. Shooting percentage being the biggest drop off. They're just not finishing as much as they were last year.
They weren't shooting how many times post game where we talk, and in the morning where we talk about, man, too cute, man, passing up shots in the slot. Why didn't so-and-so fire it? Why did so-and-so make that extra pass? I think that was something that tormented the Oilers all season long, where they overcomplicated, got too cute, as we like to say, and it plagued them. I mean, if they simplify. So I like that stat, and I like that it highlights.
It's just
part
funny,
of the
they
Oilers
just
thing.
haven't been finishing as much this year. You start to find some finish in the playoffs, they're going to be just fine. 23 likes away from changing 100 on the oil stream today. And make sure you turn on autoplay. That'll take you right on over to EST Afternoons, which gets started in about 19 minutes time. If you missed the Buffet Bandit song, we'll run that back for you here before the end of the show today as well. It was well put together, was it not?
He's a hungry boy all the time.
But I don't steal people's food.
I didn't steal it.
Yeah, technically you did.
I would say so.
And there's a song about it, Tommy.
Yeah, that was AI made though.
The lyrics were all done.
Okay.
And then I guess Jason just put the lyrics into like this music AI creator and it banged out that beat.
That's actually pretty
Well
good.
job.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm gonna start doing that too.
That's smart. How was that sandwich from Fox?
I actually didn't have the sandwich, but the coffee was phenomenal.
Yeah.
On all accounts, everybody in the office enjoyed their sandwich.
I like.
So it was very
That's
good.
good. We gotta get in to one of those cine buns that are sitting over there
so
too.
Good.
Those are good. I've got a lunch meeting right away, like at 1:05 at Joey.
Ah.
I'm not usually a fancy Joey guy.
You're going to love it.
Oh, no. I mean, I like Joey, but I usually don't. It seems fancy for me.
Can I make a recommendation?
Sure.
I've been hitting the spaghetti pomodoro there really hard.
Spaghetti for lunch?
Oh, it's so good.
That's a heavy lunch.
But it's so good.
Do they have like a beef dip?
No.
What? No beef dips?
It's a little bit different.
I know it's a little bit fancier. I'm going to have a chicken club or something.
Oh, they have like a great Cajun grilled chicken sandwich.
Okay, that's good. That's my go-to usually.
Yeah. But
all right, what type of fries are they rolling out now?
Oh, those are great fries. Great fries.
Are they thin fries?
Thin fries.
Thin fries,
crispy,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll like it.
Okay, well,
you're
I'll
in
see.
a safe space.
I'll see. I'm only going to have a light lunch because I'm coming to Boston Pizza tonight. I got to crush. I'm going to eat that poutine right next to you.
You should.
Yeah.
I deserve
and
that.
then I'll look away for 2 seconds and it'll be gone. It'll be gone.
It is really good.
Do you expect tonight to be greasy? And if it is, which team does that benefit more?
I expect a little bit of grease, and I think the Oilers somehow are the tougher team, in all seriousness.
What? I mean, yeah, the Kings.
Who's the one tough guy LA genuinely has? Well, actually, Malot's pretty tough. His brother, I watched him fight in that MMA. In Edmonton.
Mike Malott. He's a beauty.
Yeah, he is. He was very easy to cheer for. So Malott and Jeannot, but Jeannot's hurt. So I think the Oilers probably have a slightly better edge to them than the Kings. They're not going to get pushed out. Kings are size and skill, not size and toughness.
Let's get to a few more of your text messages. Tube Sock says his son is working at Joey right now.
Nice.
I'll have to see Jackson when I'm there. Timber Woodsman says, Zach, how's the golf coming? New YouTube soon for breaking 100?
You know, I meant to get to editing a video this weekend. There's one should be cooking up, but I got a little bit lazy spending time with family and stuff. But I went to the range a couple times, met with Cam Martins from Windermere Golf and Country Club once again, and it's coming along.
Swing, eh? Good.
Yeah, it's coming along. It's feeling smooth. I was practicing a couple, fake shots, I guess, in the office here for a couple minutes.
Yeah,
to go
practice
stretch.
swings. Yeah,
it's feeling good.
Big golf guy here.
I like
I'm getting
how
into it. Yeah.
Good. It's a fun game. It's a great social sport.
Even the videos on YouTube, I'm getting crazy. Like how you hate Bryson DeChambeau, but on hole 6 at one of the courses a few years ago, how he hit his driver over the lake instead of going the other way. Yep. Anyways, very niche.
He is a like an evil genius when it comes to golf. I will recognize and salute and respect.
Oh yeah. His I miss him on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
He's got to bring the flat caps back though.
No.
I should mix in one of those for like the Open Championship, that type of thing.
That's part of what makes me dislike him.
All right, this text comes in from Al. It says, hey, Dusty, Tommy, the Kings have shown zero ability to make in-game adjustments, which has caused them past series. They were playing the 1-3-1 down 2 goals last year in the third period. Kemper career playoff stats are very average. He was .902 on the best Stanley Cup team in the last 10 years. The building up his Byfield as Eric Lindros is ridiculous, especially since Fogle has been better. Stu Skinner has an excellent save percentage for in-zone shots. He struggles against rush chances, full and odd man. The Kings aren't a rushing team. I'm not worried.
I'll double tap that text from Al. Nicely done, Al.
How about Al, hey?
Yeah, Al usually comes ready with the numbers, and he did there. But I'm with him. And the Kings now play a 1-2-2, so it's a slightly more adventurous system, but you're right. Like they would be down and they're playing 1-3-1 and saying,
Tony over in the chat.
Uh-oh.
Boys, we got a new oil drink tonight. Gonna be good times.
Tony's ready.
Hey, Tony, you go easy on this guy. He's working tonight, eh?
Tony.
Go easy on him, Tony.
You'll be there.
Tony.
You just lay on.
I'll be there, but I'm planning on just coming by. Well, maybe I'll take an Uber. I was planning on coming by, having like a drink and a bite to eat, and then going home to watch the third. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
It'll be good.
All right. Let's do. Pender's Pancake says Fogle being plus 36 is probably the most puzzling stat.
Good for him.
How do you think Fogle factors into this?
I think
series?
he will factor in because he was an Oiler. He was a good Oiler. Had his best year until this year as an Oiler. I think he's going to play motivated. I think we'll see a motivated Victor Arvidsson, don't get me wrong, but I think Fogle will score against Edmonton. I think he's going to be a thorn in Edmonton's side. I think Edmonton's going to have to keep an eye on him. I would like to see Matthias Janmark and Fogle fight. I don't know why those two were going at it so much, especially the last game. I'm intrigued by it, and I'm looking forward to finding out some of the backstory if there is one. But Fogle, I think, will be more of a difference maker and a bigger threat to the Oilers than he was at all in the entirety of the playoffs last year, which he still had some okay games.
Zedmo says, guys, so did the Kings just get lucky and finish above us in the standings? Well, Zedmo, I'd partially argue yes. McDavid and Draisaitl got banged up down the stretch, and the Kings finished ahead of them in the standings. So part of me would think, yes, they did get lucky that the Oilers were injury riddled over the final 3.5, 4 weeks of the season.
I mean, even if you go back to the series this week, this season, pardon me, 3 of the 4 games were won by shutout, right?
Yeah, it was 1-0 Oil.
Yeah, 3-0.
Then overtime, and then 2 shutouts without McDavid and Draisaitl.
Yeah, I think we have to toss out everything that happened in the regular season between these two clubs.
We've seen enough of it in the playoffs the last 3 years,
Yeah.
so we don't really need to know about the regular season.
RCN with a funny text.
Go ahead.
Crazy that Al's texting in while hosting a show on a Wetaskiwin station.
Okay. That is where it is.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's play this song one more time and get more of your reaction to it. EST Afternoons is on the way. We'll recap this, but this is the ballad of the Buffet Bandit as put together from Jason at Clairview Boston Pizza. Will there be another food incident tonight?
Yes.
Tommy's saying yes right now. This guy, how about this? Listen to these lyrics. This is brilliant.
This is the ballad of the Buffet
Beat's good, too.
Bandit. Food gone so fast you can't handle it. Leave behind the food at your own risk. When you come back, it won't exist. Eating your dinner, wanting more. Just watch your back for that food whore. The ballad of the Buffet Bandit. The bandit strikes again. No, he ain't your friend. Doing the oil stream short BP. Maple poutine on the table for all to see. Dusty got up to greet the crowd. Tommy cleaned the plate and he's not proud. The nasty boy stood in disbelief as the poutine was devoured by the thief. Innocent until proven guilty. A trial commenced for that filthy. The ballad of the Buffet Bandit. The bandit strikes again. No, he ain't your friend. Now Dusty sugar is really low, and atomic wing gave him a sweaty glow. Poutine Gate got him down. Gonna run that Tommy boy out of town. After the show, back to the studio. Tommy on the bike to do some cardio. A pound of poutine gone without a trace. Maple gravy all over that pretty face. Food gone so fast you can't handle it. Food gone so fast you can't handle it.
Oh, there you go. That is the ballad of the Buffet Bandit. Tommy Gazzola. That's pretty funny, actually.
That was well done.
I thought it was pretty well done.
Jason.
That's a lot of fun. Ooh, look
Nice
at that go with the. Hey, do you think Fogle fights Janmark in this series?
I would like to see that. I think the gloves would stay on, but I don't know what the animosity stems from. I assume they got along quite well in their time as Oilers together for the last couple of years. But Janmark has an edge to him. Fogel's a proud guy. Maybe there was some disagreements, but
What do you think would be the most likely scrap between these two teams? Who are the two combatants?
Ooh.
I'll say this. This is one I'd like to see. Nuge and Philip Deneau.
That would be good. I could see maybe a Corey Perry, Byfield, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
That would be. Like Malott might try to get in the mix.
Over or under 1.5 fights in this series?
Under.
Just maybe one scrap?
One scrap.
Maybe one scrap.
Yeah. Somebody goes after Darnell maybe, and he answers. That could be it.
All right, 780-218-9999. Danny T says, guys, a little surprising that Evander Kane isn't ready for game one, ? We talked about that a little bit earlier. Tommy is a little bit surprised by it, but we also said that Elliot Friedman was kind of hinting that the league was sort of maybe subtly suggesting to teams, if you want guys to play game one that haven't played, sneak them in for game 82. And the Oilers did not do that with Kane, so we'll see.
I defer to Elliot. He knows better. He's the best. But we shall see.
All right. We will be at, Tommy gets there, 6:30 pregame tonight.
Yeah.
Right up until, what time are we setting puck drop at? What are we looking at? Like 8:07, 8:08, hopefully?
We'll go to 8 o'clock for the pregame show. Let you get into the pregame festivities on the broadcast side of things. We'll go for an hour and a half. We're debuting Reed's Read.
Yeah, that's going to be post-game.
Post-game.
Every single game, Reed's Read.
Brought to you by Edmonton Garrison.
Home and away, so you get more Reed Wilkins on the post-game.
We're going to have lots of, and we're going to be live on location for every game, which is awesome. Very excited to get back to BP Westgate. Very excited to get back to Ice House.
Yeah.
And to Hudson. Big thank you to all of our partners.
Great run with Hudson's last year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, game 2 will be Hudson's at West Edmonton Mall on Wednesday, if you'd like to join Tommy for that pre and post.
And then Ice House for all home games. Don't fight each other. You're all Oiler fans.
Yeah, there's no reason. It's a really stupid look.
It was awful.
We're talking to you, mid-20s and early 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
No reason to fight anybody.
Yeah, game 1 at not Boston Pizza, at Ice House 2 years ago. The Oilers lost. And there was like an 8-man brawl behind Cass and I. And Cass's wife was there. And you could hear them yell, security. And then as that fight was happening, I watched this guy run behind Cass and his wife and sucker punch another guy. The guy that got sucker punched gets up and the lawnmower started going all the way to like the back of the Ice House. And then the funniest part was the cops ran in because they were right there, broke everything up very quickly. And the two guys that had their own little battle were walked out by the scruffs of their necks like they were two kids in high school.
Yeah.
And then Cass had to
they're lucky that they didn't bump into Cass.
Cass was fired up, but Mandy was getting worried.
Yeah.
Because she thought I was going to, and Cass like, I got to get her out of here. I'm like, okay, you go. I'll mop up the show. Through the commercial. I talked to the Ice House crew last week, Janet and Tian, about this. They actually synced up the audio from the show to the security cameras.
Oh, that's a funny thing to do.
And they watched it as we were going through everything on the air. And they said it was hilarious and scary funny at the same time.
All right, EST Afternoons is on the way. Tommy Gazzola tonight, Westgate, Boston Pizza. Zach Tacum, who's coming up on EST Afternoons, buddy?
Well, Hernan Salas, the return of him from Mexico.
Yeah, he's looking good. He's looking good.
Engaged. He's looking quite tanned. His legs are tanned. Everything's tanned. And then John Hoven from the Mayor's Manor to talk some LA Kings. Of course, Oilers Kings game 1 tonight. It should be a good one. Lots of Oilers Kings talk. Maybe a little bit of F1 talk and just playoff talk overall. It'll be a good show.
Continuing to get you ready for game 1 tonight. That'll lead into the Reed Wilkins show from 3 until 6:30. And then GCL Diesel pregame show with Tommy Gazzola right up until puck drop. You do not need to switch anywhere. We've got you covered on TuneIn, on iHeart, at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and of course over on YouTube. I can't wait. Game 1 tonight. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
Let's see where this goes. I'm sure there won't be an overreaction one way or the other, regardless of the final result. That's going to do it for us. Huge thanks to our presenting partners at Boston Pizza for the Buffet Bandit I'm Dusty. We'll see you tonight at BP's. Talk to you tomorrow morning on the Nielson Show. Take it easy.